Hello and welcome to the Breakpoint review thingy. It's not really a review, it's just me doing a talk to you guys about the new upcoming cards that I think are going to be very good and be awesome, and the ones that you should look out for when Breakthrough is finally released in England or in America. I believe they're released at the same time in both places. It is currently Tuesday, the 5th of January. February the 3rd, not 4th. 3rd is when they come out. I was going to say 4th, but I was wrong. They're already out in Japan. They've been out since December 11th. I plan to let me start that again. I planned to release this video before then, but I got sidetracked and didn't. Star Wars happened in Star Wars happened, so I did Star Warsy videos for like a month on Tuesday slots, so I just didn't have time to fit it in until now, when we are going to be doing the Breakpoint review. In Japan it is called Rage of the Broken Heavens. How cheerful is that? Yeah, I did announce that I was going to be doing this in the opening video of some Breakthrough cards, like I did last time on a Tuesday, so go check that out. We got some pretty good pulls on that. Also, I mentioned it in the update video. If you didn't check that out, I would recommend checking that out. I tell you some interesting things about what's going to be happening on my channel. You might find that interesting. That went up last Saturday, so you should find it easy enough on the channel. And obviously, if you haven't seen the Breakthrough one, you don't generally need it anymore because Breakthrough is now out, but it's there in the playlist next to this one if you want to go check it out. Anyway, the first card today that I'm going to talk to you about is Meganium, which is Rage of the Broken Heavens 3. 3 of 80, that is, not including the 9 special cards that are released. Those are basically just like full arts and what's the word? Secret rares, that's the word. There's a secret rare card as well. Anyway, Meganium, A Rage of the Broken Heavens 3, you should see it on your screen now, has 150 HP, has a pretty decent art, if I do say so myself. It looks kinda cool. Its ability is Overgrow. As long as this Pokemon's remaining HP is 50 or less, each of this Pokemon's attacks does 70 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And Green Force does 50 damage and heal from this Pokemon the amount of damage done to your opponent's active Pokemon. So that is quite good, if I do say so myself. It's obviously a stage 2, because it's a stage 2. I've seen better grass type cards. I believe the Chestnut that we had last time in the Breakthrough was actually quite good itself, as starter grass types go. But compared to the other grass types that they released in this set, it's a lot better. They really weren't all that, to be fair. Obviously you can judge and make your own opinions. They have all these cards listed on Bulbapedia, under Rage of the Broken Heavens or Breakpoint. The images are all in Japanese, as you can see by the Meganium picture. They're all there. Anyway, moving swiftly on, we have Camerupt, Rage of the Broken Heavens 11. He is a fire type, stage 1. He has Ram for 2 energies, which does 30, and he has Eruption, 2 fire energies, and an additional energy of any type, which does 80, and each player discards the top card of his or her deck. This attack does 60 more damage for each energy card discarded in this way. So theoretically, you could be doing 200 damage with this. I was thinking of how you could implement this effect into a deck, and I was thinking of the Swampert from what's that set called? Primal Clash, with the ancient trait that I use in my Gengar deck, which you can check out in the playlist of TCG. Just look for one with Gengar in the title. I may or may not use the Swampert in that battle. Who knows? Lucky dip, I guess. Anyway, its ability means you can search through your deck for any card, shuffle your deck, and then put that card on top, so you are guaranteed to draw it next turn. You could do this to put energy on top of your deck, and then use Eruption to be guaranteed to do 140 damage every turn, which isn't bad. It does have a very hefty retreat cost of 4, which is a bit crazy for a Camerupt, but especially a Camerupt that's only being stage 1. And it's only an uncommon, so, you know. But, hey, I'm not complaining. It's still pretty good move-wise, so, yeah. Moving on, we have Slowbro, Rage of the Broken Heavens 14. He has Careless Headbutt, which is flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 50 more damage. It does 10 anyway. And then it has Miracle Home Run for 3 of any energy, which is, if you have 1 prize card remaining when you use this attack, you win the game. You don't have to kill another Pokemon. So that's quite handy dandy. It only has 100 HP. And I believe it's a common, not an uncommon. I always thought it was an uncommon. It's a common, so, you know, there you go. It's quite good, actually, for a common. I didn't realise it was a common. It's definitely better than the Slowking card, which is not making this list because it's booty. It's a stage 1, because obviously it's a Slowbro. 100 HP is not too bad. 2 retreat costs, not too bad. A bit ridiculous if they made it higher, considering it's a common. But hey ho. Yeah, another one with a pretty nice art, to be fair. The Camerupt art was alright, but I wasn't a big fan compared to, like, some of these ones. But the Slowbro definitely has very nice art. Anyway, moving on, we have Gyarados EX, Rage of the Broken Heavens 18. Has 180 HP. The art is featuring shiny Gyarados, being red. So that's pretty cool. Its attacks are Stormy Seas, which is flip a coin until you get tails. For each head, search your deck for a water energy card and attach it to this Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So, potentially you could get as many water energies as you want or need and attach them to this dude. You really only need 4 though, because you need 2 and then an additional 2 energies for Splash Bang, which does 130, and this attack does 10 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. Obviously he is an ultra rare. He has 4 retreat costs, which is quite hefty for a... I would have thought the Gyarados would have only had a retreat cost of 3, maybe even 2, to be honest. Not 4. But hey ho, that's just what they gave him, I guess. He's weak to electric, which isn't so bad. There isn't that many electric types in here, and the ones that did make the list aren't really that good. Well, they didn't make the list, that's why they're not that good, but they're in the set. Anyway, there is also Mega Gyarados EX, Rage of the Broken Heavens 19, who again is shiny. He has 240 HP, which is very, very good. I think there's only 1 card with higher HP than that, which is Wilma EX, so nothing to sneeze at there. His attack is Blast Geyser, which does 120 damage, and you may do 20 more damage for each water energy card attached to this Pokemon. If you do, discard the top 2 cards from your deck. Boom. So well, this is not actually a true statement, but the maximum times possible you could do this is 30, I want to say. Because obviously they will run out of cards after that point. But it does substantial enough damage that I don't think you'd need to do that much. This one does only have 2 retreat costs, which I'm very surprised about. I didn't notice this until now. I would have switched those 2 around so that the original Gyarados was the one with 2, but I don't know, I guess they had their reasons. Yeah, like I said, 240 HP. I believe there is a spirit link, so that's all good for that guy. Yeah. Nice. Moving on again, we have Suicune, Rage of the Broken Heavens 20. Can you see a pattern here? We've gone 3 in a row. Mwah. They released, an Entei card in the Ancient Origins set, which was followed by a Raikou card released in the Breakthrough set, and now in Breakpoint we get Suicune, my favourite of the 3, and my favourite Pokemon of all, which you would know if you'd seen my top 10. So clearly I'm doing social plugs to all of my other videos, but yeah, that's just coincidence really. I'm not joking, that is generally coincidence. Anyway, Suicune, 120 HP, not bad. Obviously it's a basic, because it's a legendary. 1 retreat cost, which is not bad, because Suicune is quite good, to be honest. His ability is called Protection of the Wind, and it does as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks. I just said opponents. I meant opponents. Opponent attacks accept damage done to this Pokemon. This ability does not remove existing effects, which confuses me because I don't see how you can have an existing effect, because poison and that lot doesn't work on bench Pokemon. And as it's a basic, it's not like it's evolving from something that you could have poisoned before. But hey ho, as they say, its attack is Aurora Beam for 110 for 3 water energies to do that. No effect on that one, so you can just do it every turn. That's pretty good. 110 is nothing to sneeze at. So yeah, I do also really like the Suicune art of it, like, running across the water is what it seems to be doing, with the sunset behind it. It's very nice. And continuing with the theme of just going up the numbers, we have Manaphy EX, Rage of the Broken Heavens 21. For some reason in the list, I only put Manaphy. But hey ho, I know it's Manaphy EX because it has EX in the name on the thing, on the card image, which is right next to its thing on the list that I've made to tell you what I was going to talk about. There's 120 HP, which isn't too bad considering it's just Manaphy after all. 1 retreat cost, understandable. I'd be upset if it was higher than that. Its ability is Aqua Tube. Each of your Pokemon that has a water energy attached to them has no retreat cost. And its other move is Mineral Pump for 60, which does heal 30 damage from each of your benched Pokemon. Which isn't too bad for 2 water energies to heal 30 from each of your bench Pokemon. And they can be anything, so they don't necessarily have to have a water energy on them or anything. It's literally just anyone. So yeah, he's quite good. Obviously a basic, because he's an EX. That's how EXs work. Yeah, he looks quite cool in the art as well. They've gone really far out with the EX arts in this set, as far as in my opinion. Anyway, moving on, we have Seismitoad, Rage of the Broken Heavens 24. He is an uncommon, I believe. He is got 150 HP, which is pretty good for an uncommon. His moves are Stick Up for 1 energy, which is attach 3 energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And it also has Wobbly Fall for 90, which needs 4 water energies. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. The defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn, so it has to remain confused for at least another turn. But obviously you could just do Wobbly Fall every single turn. 90 would rack up pretty fast into some decent damage, and after 3 of those, everything is dead, so... not too bad, I say. Not too bad. Anyway, its art's quite nice. It's very simplistic-y, cartoony. But it's not bad. Not bad. But yeah, anyway. Moving on again, we have Greninja, Rage of the Broken Heavens 29. Greninja, let's see what I can't see that from this distance. It looks like Greninja is a rare Greninja. Da, 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 da. He has 130 HP. He's weak to grass. Both of his attacks only need 1 energy to do. The first one is Shadow Sowing. Or Sewing. Sewing? I'm gonna go with Sewing. During your opponent's next turn, each Pokemon he or she has in play, in his or her hand, and in his or her discard pile, has no abilities, including Pokemon brought into play next turn. Ooh, how lovely. That does 40 damage as well. And Moonlight Slash, which does 60, plus you may return a Water Energy card attached to this Pokemon to your hand. If you do, this attack does 20 more damage. So yeah, not so bad, really. As water types go, I suppose he's not all that bad, considering all of his attacks only need the 1 energy. However, what really bakes the cake on this one is the fact that there is also Greninja Break, Rage at the Broken Heavens 30. Which gives him the ability Giant Water Shuriken. Once during your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may discard a water energy from your hand. If you do, put 6 damage counters on one of your Pokemon. Opponent's Pokemon, rather, not your Pokemon. Actually, that isn't really the greatest ability in the world. But it's on here because he's a break card, really. He does look very nice on the break card. You can see that giant water shuriken that he's just thrown at you as the opponent. And it's covered in purple lightning. And who doesn't like a bit of purple lightning? Yeah, they kept with the gold theme from before. So it's nice gold Greninja. Golden Greninja. I don't know why I did that. But, you know. Golden Greninja. Anyway, moving swiftly on, we have Espeon EX, Rage at the Broken Heavens 35. Espeon is another one with 1 retreat cost, which is not bad at all, again. He has 170 HP, and his attacks are... Apparently he has Yawn, because... Or maybe that's just me. I'm yawning. Use yawn on Espeon. Lol. Espeon is getting drowsy. Anyway, joking aside, his attacks are Miracle Shine, devolve each of your opponent's Pokemon, and put the highest stage evolution card on it into your opponent's hand. Sorry, I had a blank, even though I was just like reading text off a screen. And his other attack is Psyshock for 70. This attack isn't damaged by any effect on your opponent's active Pokemon. No more hard charm for you, chump. So yeah, Espeon EX. Yawning again, goddammit. Nah. Anyway, following up from that one, we have Drapion. Drapion, Rage of the Broken Heavens 37. He has 130 HP, 4 retreat cost, which is a bit excessive, but not too bad. He's a Psychic type, the one I have in the Veltal deck that I play, which is just the standard break? Battle Arena is what I meant to say. I don't know where break came from. There's a dark type in that. But yeah, he's weak to Psychic as well. That's a bit of a bum, isn't it? Considering he's dark type, so he can't really be weak to Psychic. Should have made him weak to grass. Or fighting. No, not fighting. Because that's silly. Anyway, he has Poison Claws for 70, which also has the effect your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. And he has Heavy Impact for 130. For those he needs a maximum of 4 energies to do that, so that's quite a lot, so he's not that good. But he's not too bad. 130 is nothing to sneeze at. and poison is generally quite good, I must admit. Anyway, moving on, we have Garbodor, Rage of the Broken Heavens 40. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached to it, each Pokemon in play, each Pokemon in each player's hand, and each Pokemon in each player's discard pile has no abilities except for Garbotoxin. So Garbotoxin is a thing. This works into a deck that I was going to make that I didn't, purely because the Garbotoxin Garbodor was long gone in the past, and you couldn't use it in the current format. But I could bring them back now. Also, it has Offensive Bomb for 60. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused and poisoned. Boom. It has a 3 retreat cost, which isn't too bad considering it's a Garbodor. It has 100 HP, which again isn't too bad. Isn't that great, but it isn't too bad. But yeah, Garbodor. He has a pretty good art too. I like the shiny and the vortexy thing behind him. I don't know what's up with that really, because there's no vortexes in Pokemon. Anyway, next we have Aegislash, Rage of the Broken Heavens 43. He has 140 HP, a retreat cost of 3. He's weak to Dark and resists fighting. His attacks are Sword Pain. Apparently he has yawn too. He also has Sword Pain, as I was about to say before I yawned again. Put damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon equal to the number of damage counters already on them, which could be quite lethal, especially to the smaller beings. Obviously that stacks, so obviously if a Pokemon has 3 on, you use it once. They go up to 6, you use it again, they go up to 12. It doesn't just go up to 9. So that's quite good. And its other move is Megaton Slash for 100. It uses 4 energies. Look at that. 2 of which have to be psychic. This attack does 10 damage to 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Not the greatest effect in the world, but not the worst either. I don't know what the worst would be, but ho ho. Next we have Trevenant, Rage of the Broken Heavens 46. Trevenant is alright, to be fair. He has 3 retreat cost, weak to Dark at 110 HP. His ability is Anxiety Seed. If this Pokemon is in your active, if your active Pokemon, your opponent's Pokemon, hang on. Let's just start that again, because I apparently cannot read. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent's basic Pokemon attack costs 1 energy more. That's quite good, especially considering some people literally just run the energy they need, and obviously they won't have a spare to counteract this monster. Anyway, he also has Energy Press for 70, and this attack does 10 more damage for each energy card attached to your opponent's Pokemon. Again, not a bad one to be fair, so he's looking good for himself, Mr. Trevenant, especially considering his new Trevenant Break, Rage of the Broken Heavens 47. Which gives him Silent Fear. Put 3 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon, which isn't too bad, actually. That would rack up pretty quickly. It also increases him up to 160 HP, so, you know. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, I don't feel tired, I just keep yawning. It's very annoying. Anyway, that's enough about that guy. He's got the cool art as well. The cool break art, obviously. Anyway, we're moving on to Garchomp now. Rage of the Broken Heavens 51. He's a fighting type this time. he has Assault Turbo for 60. Attach an energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. And Bite Off for 80 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, this Pokemon's attacks do 60 more damage. That's quite good, isn't it? I thought so. He also has some pretty badass artwork on that card, so I'm not disappointed for that. It's nice and shiny in the picture too. How nice. Darkrai, Rage of the Broken Heavens 55. He is the next Pokemon on this list. He is a Dark type. Funny that, considering his name is Darkrai. His retreat cost is 2. He's weak to fighting. He's got 180 HP. He has Dark Pulse, which does 20 and 20 more damage with each Dark Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. And Dark Head for 80, plus if your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, this attack does 80 more damage. He's not bad, but he doesn't have a way to put them to sleep to do the additional damage, which is a pain in the butt. Next is Pangoro, Rage of the Broken Heavens 56. He has 120 HP, 3 retreat cost, weak to fighting. His moves are Parting Shot for 10, switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon's attacks do 60 less damage. And Buster Swing for 90. This damage isn't affected by resistance, which is again a pretty good move, to be fair. So I'm not disappointed in the slightest about that one. He'd work pretty well in the Yveltal deck. He also doesn't have a bad art. I like the fact that he's just like wrecking the screen of the card. He's trying to break out. I've got to break free. I've got to break free. 'Cause I am Pangoro and I'm punching through your card with my big hairy fist. I've got to break free. I don't know why he's suddenly Queen, but YOLO. Next we have Scizor, Rage of the Broken Heavens 57. He has 170 HP, he's weak to fire. He has another one of those cool new EX art, which I am quite fond of, to be completely honest. The 3D coming at you thing is pretty decent. He has Steel Wing for 20, which does, during your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon by attack is reduced by 20. And then he has Gale Thrust for 50. If this Pokemon was on the bench because you have an active Pokemon... Hang on. If this Pokemon was on the bench and became your active Pokemon on this turn, this attack does 60 more damage, so it would do a max of 120, which isn't bad again. Retreat cost of 2 isn't nothing to sneeze at either. Also, considering he moves and becomes Mega Scizor, which has Iron Crusher, you may either discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon or discard any stadiums in play. He has 220 HP, which is good. Yeah, that's about all I can say really about him. Next we have Clefable, Rage of the Broken Heavens 62 with Moon Barrier. Prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent Pokemon Dragon type Pokemon. On your opponent's next turn. It does 30 damage as well. And Tumbling Attack, not Twirling Attack, which is 50 damage plus 5 coin. If hits, the attack does 30 more damage. Woo. Woohoo. Next, we have Eradicate, Rage of the Broken Heavens 65. Not the best, but he has a decent ability. His ability is Antibodies. This Pokemon cannot be affected by special conditions. Remove any special conditions on this Pokemon. And his attack is Dirty Shock. A discardable Pokemon tool card attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. So that's not bad either. Especially not considering he has this. Raticate Break, Rage of the Broken Heavens 66, who has Super Fang. Put damage counters on the defending Pokemon until the defending Pokemon's HP is 10. He also has no retreat cost, so even once he's done his Break Evolution, he can pull back. For a Break Evolution, 110 is not a lot of HP though, so I'm a little sneezed off. He does look very angry in that image on the gold and stuff. So yeah. We're coming into the home stretch now, with the new Ho-Oh EX, Rage of the Broken Heavens 68. He has 180 HP. He is colorless. His ability is Purifying Flame. Once during your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon has any fire energy attached to it, heal 50 damage from this Pokemon. He also has Elemental Feather, which requires a grass, water, and electric energy for 130. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it's not a bad move, but who runs grass, water, electric decks? And to make use of his ability, you need fire in there as well. It just seems a little odd to me. Anyway, we also have, moving on to stadiums and other cards now that aren't Pokemon, we have Reversed Valley, Rage of the Broken Heavens 79. Choose which way this card faces before you play it. Any damage done to your opponent's metal type Pokemon is reduced by 10. Which is the blue side. However, the red side is the attacks from the player's dark Pokemon do 10 more damage to the defending Pokemon before applying weaknesses and resistance. Wait, before? Oh my god, it says before. That means it does like 20 if you have Muscle Band or something, or no, it just does 20 because it's duplicated. Anyway, moving on, we have the Splash Energy, Rage of the Broken Heavens 80. It is the water energy, water special energy we've been waiting for. Its ability is, if this water Pokemon card is attached to a Pokemon that is knocked out by damage from attack, put that Pokemon into your hand, which is not a bad one again. It will mean that you can save a lot of your powerful mons. Yeah. It's quite good compared to some of the other special energies, to be fair. There have been some pretty booty ones, like the Flash Energy and stuff, and it's nice to see a nice change. Finally, the card I want to talk about is Luxray Break. This was not released in the Japanese set. It was released as a Japanese promo in a booster thing, in a booster box, or some kind, or collectible box. But we're getting it in the TCG set. It's got 170 HP, and its break attack is a Wild Rush for 130, plus flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 14 more damage for each heads. So again, nothing to sneeze at. Nice, powerful gold Luxray doing the most with Wild Rush. 4 energies to do it, but that's not so bad. I obviously can't show you the Luxray that they're gonna use, but I'm sure you know what Luxray looks like. If not, Google is your friend. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you did. Like I said, check out all the videos I mentioned earlier. Quite a lot of the playlists are coming to the end of their series, so I'm sure you'll enjoy. Anyways, I'm gonna get out, and I'll see you next time.